Hi guys, this is Farz and I'm here with another new tutorial, and I'll show you how to retouch a indoor portrait, and this is a complete retouching tutorial. And for this retouching in this tutorial, I will use the frequency separation technique, the easiest technique for the frequency separation, and then maybe I will use some dodge and burn and other steps. So let's get started. So we need to know the basics of frequency separation, right? So in the frequency separation techniques, we need to separate the pictures according to their high frequency and low frequency. So we need to create two different layers. In the high frequency layers, it contains mainly the texture, skin pores, hairs, and other stuffs. And in the low frequency layers, it contains mainly the color, the skin color, and also the skin tone, shadows and highlights also. By separating the two different layers, you can work on them separately without affecting the other. That's why this technique is very popular and useful. Okay, now let's jump into the Photoshop. Okay, I'm gonna retouch this picture. This is a very beautiful picture taken by Rainer, who is a German-based photographer. I will add the Instagram links of the photographer and also the model in the description. You can check their work. Okay, now let's see the picture. And okay, at first I want to fix white balance and highlights and shadows a little bit. I think the picture is little bit reddish color type, so I want to remove that. Okay, you can do that by look at this temperature and tint. So let's see, and I think this is fine, and make it a little bit cooler. And for the tint, I think this is too much, so let's go with around 15, minus 15. I think now it looks good. Press Q to see the before and after. Okay, that's fine. And now I want to increase the value of the shadows. So I think around 30-32 is looking good. Also increase the white little, just a little, not too much. I think minus 11 is fine. So press Q to see the before and after. Look at this. Okay, I think now it's fine. So open it on Photoshop. That's good. So now our picture is on Photoshop, and I have said that we need to create two different layers. So copy the background layer by pressing Ctrl and Z twice. Okay, and rename the first one to texture. In the texture layer, we'll preserve the texture of our skin, and the other one, rename it to color. In this layer, we'll preserve the skin color, skin tone, shadows and highlights. That is the low frequency, and the texture one is called the high frequency. Okay, that's good. Now hide the texture layer, select the color layer. Now go to the filter and come into the noise, and then dust and scratches. That's good. And now look at the picture. Let's zoom in a little bit, or you can select any pixels from here. You can see this. Let's reduce it a little bit. Okay, now just increase the radius value like this. So here I'm giving around maybe 15 or 20. I think 20 is looking good. We don't want plastic skin, of course, so maybe 20. I think 20 is fine, or 25 maybe. Okay, let's go 20. It actually depends on the resolutions of your picture mainly. If you use a high resolution picture, so maybe you will need to use the high radius value. I think 20 or 25 is in my case it's perfect, so press OK. That's good. Now active the texture layer, then go to the image and select your apply image. And now in the layer, select the color layer, and in the blending mode, select your subtract and opacity 100%, scale 2 and offset 128. That is the gray color. And now if you see closely, look at this, you can see the texture of her skin here. Look at this. So this is what we want. Okay, now press OK and change the blending mode here to linear light. That's good. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there is a lot of different techniques of using the frequency separation. You can now use the healing brush tool. You can use also the mixer brush tool and also the clone stem tool. But today I will use I will use the most easiest technique. So pick the lasso tool. Okay, by default your feather value is 0 pixels. So now if I make a selection like this and press Q, you can see the edges of the selection is very harsh. It is not blended properly, right? It is not blended actually. So we don't want this. We want a soft edges. So press Q again and Ctrl and D to deselect. Okay, now let's increase the feather value. Okay, again feather value depends on the resolutions of your picture. If you use a high resolution pictures or high megapixels camera, then you need to use a high feather value. Okay, so normally 20 to 25 feather value is good, but if you use a higher megapixel camera, then you need to use more than that. Right now let's try with the 40 pixel because it's a very good resolution picture. So let's see. Now press Q and look at the edges right now. I think 40 pixel works fine with me. Okay, now selection properly like this. I think this is fine. Okay, now go to the filter, then blur, and select the Gaussian blur. And now come into the radius value. Okay, can you remember what is the value we used in the dust and scratches in the noise reduction? But I used 20, so I want to use the thrice of 20, so go with the 60. And now look at this, look at the skin. Let's see the before and after. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. Okay, I think 60 is perfect. Okay, so again press Ctrl and D to deselect and make another selection here like this. Go to the filter and select the Gaussian blur. Look at this. It looks really good to me. Go to filter, select Gaussian blur, that's down. And repeat this process. Take your time and do it perfectly. So I think it is done. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. Look at this. It looks really good. And you can always decrease the opacity if you want. So this is a very easy way to retouch. It doesn't take too much time. Okay, let's make a group of it. Select the two layer and press Ctrl and Z and let's rename it to frequency separation. Done. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. You can always decrease it from here. Look at this. I think in this case let's put it on 85. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. It looks really good to me. Okay, now you can see there is still some what should I say, the skin imperfection. You can easily remove this. Okay, so yeah, you can remove this type of skin before the frequency separation. I think that will be the good idea, but we didn't do it, so we need to do it right now. So create a new layer and let's pick the healing brush tool. Select here all layers and let's zoom in. Press and hold Alt, pick your sample and just paint like this. That's good. Oops. So my suggestion is remove this type of skin imperfection or pimples before doing the frequency separation. I think it's done. There is not too much actually. So I think it's done. So the basic retouching is done. This was the before and this is after. Okay, now you can see some hairs on the face. If you want, you can easily remove this. It's a little bit distracting, so I have to remove this also. So create a new layer again and you can use the healing brush tool, of course. Okay, I want the hardness totally 0%, that's fine. And now press and hold Alt, pick the sample and just paint like this. It's very easy. It's very simple and easy. So this is how you can easily remove the hairs from your face. That's very easy. Actually, there is a lot more. I'm not showing all of this. I'm showing you just the technique. You can easily remove like this. It's very simple and easy. So now I think you can remove the others. So that is the process mainly. So this is before and after. That's good. So take your time and do it perfectly. Okay, now I should add some shine, you can say the doll's effect on her face. That will be great. And I will use the easiest way to apply doll's effect or shine. This is the easiest way. So create a curves, make it brighter like this. That's fine. And now mask the layer, in fact hide the effect by pressing Ctrl and I. That's good. And now press B to select the brush tool, make it smaller and just paint on the brighter area like this. Okay, this is a non-destructive way also, so you can control everything. Okay, so here is shine a little bit, so let's paint here also. That's good. Maybe here and also here. Okay, that's fine. Now go to the filter, blur, and select the Gaussian blur again. Okay, it looks a little bit harsh. It's not, so I need to increase the radius value more. I think around 98 is looking good, isn't it? Look at this. Oops. Yeah, I think it looks good. That's good. Oops. Okay, now let's see the before and after. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. It's very easy to apply the shine effect or doll's effect, isn't it? Okay, now if you want, you can add or remove again because it's a non-destructive way. Select the mask and let's decrease the flow to around 5 to 8%. That's good. And just paint to add more shine. Paint with the white color to add shine and paint with the black color to remove. So I have to add here a little and also here like this. And to reduce the effect a little bit more, around 83%, that's good. And to add some here. So that's good. You can add here also. let's decrease it more. I think this is fine. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. It's just a few strokes with the brush. It's very easy. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. It's really easy. Okay, now come into the eyes, and let's make the eyes bright also in the white part. Okay, let's do it also with this mask, with this curves layer. Select the mask and just paint on the white part of the eyes and make it a little bit bright. I think that's good. Let's see the before and after. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. It looks great. Okay, that's fine. Now create another layer and select the white brush of white color as a foreground, and okay, we need to increase the flow to 100 and just paint on the eyeball like this. Okay, that's good. Okay, now change the blending mode to overlay and look at the eyes right now. That's good. Let's reduce the value around maybe 70 or less than that. Let's go with 50%. Now look at this. This was the before and this is after. Let's zoom out and see. I think it looks around 24. I think 24 is looking good to me. Okay, that's good. Okay, now just paint on this eye also. That's fine. Okay, let's zoom out and see. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. I think this is good. Now if you want, you can add some sharpness on the eyes, because eyes is the main attraction part. So you can use any method of sharpening. I'm using just the sharpen tool, and make sure you have select the sample all layers and just paint on the eyes. That's done. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. I think we are done. Yeah, it looks good. Let's see the before and after of all. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. Actually we need to erase these hairs also. You can easily erase. And I think this is done, but I want to add more, what should I say? I want more focus on the face. So I want to apply the vignette effect around the picture. You can easily use by the gradient tool or in the camera raw. I will use the camera raw, so I need a new layer. So press Shift plus Ctrl plus Alt plus E to merge all the layers into a single layer, and then go to the filter and open the camera raw filter. And now come into the effects option, and you can easily add vignette like this. Increase the feather a little bit. It's very easy. I think this is done. So press OK. So look at this. This was the before and this is after. But if you want to remove the vignette effect from the face, you can do it. Create a mask here. Press B to select the brush tool and select foreground color black, and just paint on the faces like this. That's very easy. You know the basics. So it's done. Look at this. This was the before and this is after. So it's done. The retouching is done, and you can do it better than this by spending some more time, by doing your steps very carefully. So it's all about practice. I think retouching is more about practice. So I think I'm done right now. So if you love this tutorial, if you love all these techniques, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave your comments, and thank you.